Now, this is a little window into my world since June. Started this project. Had the car about 10, 12 years. It was like a time capsule when I bought it. I drove it all over the countryside. Made a trip to Key West in 2011 in it. What a blast that was, but it's had a rear main issue, rear main seal leaking for just about ever since I owned it. It's a 307 car. So back in June, me and my son decided to tear into it. So we fixed the rear main. Of course, cleaned it all up. Bought the Flowtech headers and a complete Flowmaster exhaust with 50 series mufflers. Got a 4-wheel disc brake system put on it. That was a job. All new brake lines, master cylinder. Because this is a manual drum brake car. And we had a issue with the master cylinder, so we had to send it back. They sent a new one. I haven't tore into that yet, but wanted to get the EFI. We're doing a Holley Sniper EFI on it, so I've got all of the gas tank fuel lines, return line, vent line. I'll show you all that. Here's the Flowtech exhaust. A 2.5-inch pipe. And I watched the Holley website, and they did a sniper install on a Camaro, and that's basically the way they set theirs up. So, just to get a little creative. The tank wasn't vented, so I had to come up with a vent, drilled a hole, and put a check valve, rollover valve there. There's the other end of it. We got hot exhaust and fuel lines. I'll wrap some heat shield tape around that and put this nylon on here. Initially I was going to use the original fuel line, but turns out it's only 5/16, and they were saying it requires 3/8, so I got both these lines ran. One's a feed and one's a return. I'm going to leave most of the original fuel line in place. I can use it to zip tie my fuel hose to it. So got a new HEI distributor. Of course, the plug wires and those heat shield boots are nice. The Moroso plug wire hangers. Put a new timing chain and gears. It's still the original motor. It's got 160,000 on it. It's been really well taken care of over the years, so maybe one of these days it'll get a motor and transmission. And we got all new AC components, new compressor and dryer and expansion valve, POA valve. So that'll be cool. Get some cold air in this bad boy. We've talked about putting SS dash and digital gauges in it, and I think that steering wheel's off a Cavalier. Had the bright idea to get rid of the old bench seat that was all wore out. It's going to cost way too much to get it restored, so when you got buddies who own junkyards, I think that console's out of a Taurus, seats are out of a Ford Contour. They were kind of hard to get in here, right? So I don't know. I'd get some better seats. A little false advertising, but that is the plan. I had a 4-bolt 400 and I let it go. I think a buddy of mine's got another one, another 400, so that'd be cool. I have a 400 and a 700 R4 and a 12-bolt. This thing's got the 10-bolt 8.2 in it, and everything I've read, it isn't that strong, but it is just fine for what we got here. I did rebuild the rear end, so it's got all new parts in it. So that EFI looks really cool sitting on top there. Thought I'd set it on there. And then we got the Spectre air cleaner. I love the way these things look. Have that on there. That'd be cool. I won't want to put the hood back on once we get done. It all looks too nice under here to cover it up, but I'm sure the first cruise around the block will be without the hood. Maybe a cruise around the city without the hood. So that'll be cool. I think that EFI has to learn, goes into a learn mode. So I'd like to break these brakes in, season the pads correctly. Done a lot of reading on that. So here we are. It's been since June we started, so hopefully before spring we'll be backing this thing out of the garage under its own power.